Hello, guys. Welcome back to yet another episode of Gist with Madonna. My name is Madonna Ihemiji. With me today, I have two beautiful women. On my right hand side, I have Mrs. Elechiku Grace, also known as Mrs. Tenderlove. Hello, ma'am.
Okay.
How are
How
you?
are you doing? I'm good.
And I also have this very beautiful, elegant woman seated by my left hand side. Her name is Mrs. Anita Tochukwu. Hello, ma'am.
Hello. And you?
I'm very fine. So I'm going to ask you, Mama, since you became a mother, how has it been for you?
I'll say fine, but hectic. Yeah,
Fine but hectic.
yeah. But the being hectic is worth it.
Okay. Okay, so you enjoy it in between. You enjoy it, you don't enjoy it.
I enjoy it though. I enjoy it more.
What event made you think or made you know that you're prepared to be a mom, to be a parent?
Growing up, I've always loved kids. I've always loved kids. So I was just hoping to have my own kids, train them the way I think they'll be better for the society.
Nice. Mama, how are you? Oh, I love your glasses.
Thank you.
What excites you about parenting?
Okay, parenting is something every woman will go through, but for me, I would say is the joy of your kids. When you see your kids, when you training your kids, like when I see my kids now, the joy I derive from them, growing up with them, training them, knowing that yes, Anita, now you born these children, like is this joy and vibe gives you, like that's what motivates me every day to do better. Even when you're tired, you just feel like you have to keep going because you're seeing the results.
Okay. Did you ever prepare to get pregnant immediately after after your wedding? After
It's not possible. Like it was a shock, but we got to do what we need to do because when I got married, I was like, let me just give myself 2 years or 3 years to enjoy my marriage because I was still young now. What do you expect? But along the line, pregnancy
came.
I just have to carry the baby, give birth to the baby, and find my way into motherhood, training the child and everything is not easy. It's not something you say, okay, I'm prepared for this. Let me just. I was not prepared. I was not prepared. Like I keep asking myself, are you sure you can do this? Are you sure you can do this? And the fact that people just look at me and judge me, and because of maybe how I'm looking, like, this girl. Some people will be like, I'm not sure.
She's ready
I'm
to
only
be a
one
mom.
more, that kind of thing. And I'm like, those kind of words keep encouraging me. When I hear things like that, I'm like, okay, yeah. So if people picture me that I can't do this, it motivates me to even do it more.
Yeah.
So like those are the things that encourage me. Like since people think you can't give birth, just give it your all. Do this thing. Even when I felt like giving up, at the point I was like, this labor thing is not something I can do. Let me just come to it.
Easy care. Yeah.
That point, I got to that point, but one thing kept me. I was like, okay, I can do this. Let me do it. And I came out victorious. I really thank God. It's not easy, but you still have one thing that will motivate you to keep going. You just see yourself doing it. The love from your husband and every other thing.
Wow, that's nice. Having a supportive partner.
Exactly. It helps a lot. Even when you want to quit, but your husband is there. Even if no other person is there, your mom, your husband. Very important.
Wow. Okay. So Mama, what was that thing that made you get scared during childbirth? Like when you were pregnant, you were so excited, approaching the last is it trimester or what they call it?
Yeah, trimester.
What was that thing that made you like, oh my god, are you sure I can do this thing?
Before the third trimester even, I had gone for scan and I was told I had placenta previa. I didn't understand what it was until when I got to the hospital and explained to my doctor. Even he also did a scan and saw it. So that got me scared. Because the moment he saw that, he said I was going to do CS.
What's this placenta previa? What's it about?
When the placenta is blocking the cervix.
Oh, okay.
So when the moment he said that, he said I was not going to push. I was not going to do anything vaginal birth. It was going to be CS.
Okay.
And before that, I had fibroid. And thank God the fibroid isn't the type that it was up here. So I could still take in But the main issue was that placenta previa.
Okay.
So when he told me I was going to be booked for CS, I got scared. I got scared because I had done what is the operation called? Appendix before.
Okay.
I've done operation before, so I know how painful it is. So when he said I was going to be booked for CS, I got scared, but I just believed God. It was going to come out successfully.
So, how many kids do you have now?
I have 3 kids now.
Did you ever plan to have just 3 kids or more?
About that, at first, I had in mind having 5 kids.
Okay.
But after giving birth to the first one, I reduced to 4. After having the second one, I reduced to 3. And after this third one, I'm done.
You're done.
Seriously, it's not easy.
Okay, let's talk about this whole childbearing thing. So now, there are women that are confused. They don't know whether they should go for the natural birth or they should go for the C-section. Maybe some person is made due to family influence, religion influence, and all that. Do you think it's advisable for them to, make a decision at that point and be like, this is for me, I have to do it for myself? There's no other person.
No, I don't think so. I think you have to check your body first.
Okay.
Talk to your doctor. I think that advice should come from your doctor.
Yes.
Yes, the doctor should be the one to tell you if you can deliver normal, natural delivery, or if you need to book a CS, or if you need to.
There's no that one again.
Yeah, I think that's you just have to see your doctor. And if CS is what's going to be okay for you and your baby, it's a safe way to deliver your baby.
So sometimes spouses, like the husbands, tend to have decisions. Like, I think when you go to the hospital, they request for the man's consent too. He has some papers to sign before they carry out the CS session.
Yes.
So in a situation where the man does not agree, what is it to be done at that time? Because religion plays like a major role in these decisions.
We are talking about life and death here.
Yeah.
And sometimes when you're booked for CS, it could be maybe like what I said earlier. My own during third trimester, I was already told I would book for CS, so I was already aware. But in an emergency case, I don't think the man needs to waste time.
Okay, you should just
because the more you waste time, you are risking the life of that woman and the baby. So I think it is advisable for the man to sign whatever papers he needs to sign. And if he refuses, then the woman should do what is needful. Or the woman's family should step in because a life is involved.
All right. All right. Okay, so Mama, just give me a rundown about your childbearing, how it was for you at the labor room, the challenges you faced and all that.
Oh my God. Okay, during my first pregnancy, first issue is it was not easy. Because then I was just like, it's not normal pregnancy. People get pregnant, give birth. There's nothing much, I was not really educated. I don't have much knowledge about it, so I just went into it normal. I was just eating anyhow. And my baby was around, when I gave birth to my baby was 5 kg.
5 kg.
5 kg. Like normally my baby, I was supposed to give birth through CS. But God just helped me somehow. Like even when the doctor said I was going to give birth through CS, I was in labor for 2 days.
Wow.
My mom did not tell me because my mom was someone that believed that she called this. I was just in labor. I was just there. This pastor will come pray for me. This pastor will come pray for me. I was like, what's going on? Why am I not giving birth? I didn't even know that they already booked me for CS. And my husband was busy crying. He was just scared because of I'm kind of fragile, Just look at me and like, are you sure I can go through this thing? Are you sure? Everybody was just scared on my behalf, that kind of thing. Like, let's just pray and see if a miracle will happen. But after 2 days, my baby, everybody was scared. Even the nurse was like, it's not sure this baby is still alive. So at the point, everybody was scared. Like, we had to change to another hospital because of what happened. Yes. It was an emergency, so some other person gave birth, so they couldn't do a second surgery. We had to change to another hospital. Even getting to another hospital was just another issue. But God just helped me. I gave birth to my baby without CS. But normally, it was supposed to be CS because of the weight of
the baby, 5 kg.
Exactly. The weight was too much. Like when you're pregnant, don't eat more too. You see barbecue, avoid it.
Seriously.
Avoid it though. It's not easy.
Well, are there new things you're learning as a parent? or you believe that it's those things that you know that you're using to train your child, or every day comes with a new method, a new step, and all that?
Yeah. When training a child, don't just go with one formula, like this is how it must be done. When training a child, just judge the child by what the child does at that moment. And not what you think, you are very stubborn, you're always stubborn. This person is a stubborn one, this one is the good one. No.
Okay.
Just judge them as at, according to what they've done as at that period.
All right.
And try to correct children as at that time they did that thing, and not wait until maybe midnight like our parents used to do those days. And they'll flog you, why did you do this? That time I don't even know what he or she has done. So me as a parent, my dad was a cool time. My dad believed in talking. My mom believed in spanking the hair. And sometimes then my mom wouldn't even spank you when you did that thing. She'll come in the night. So sometimes I wouldn't even know what I did.
Yeah.
So me as a parent, I though I picked the both of them, but not that spanking at night. I didn't like that one.
Okay.
So me as a parent now, I believe in talking to my kids. Sometimes even discussing with them and know what the issue is. If there's something that needs to be improved. But sometimes, as kids, they want to abuse privilege sometimes. If you talk and don't do what you say, sometimes you use a spanker, but don't overuse it.
Okay, don't overuse it.
Yeah, don't overuse it.
Welcome back to the show. So, Mom, I'm going to ask you, parenting is not just about the mothers. It includes the mothers and then the fathers. So what's that role of a father? What's the role in parenting? What's that thing he should do that shouldn't be counted as a loss, but as a gain in parenting?
Men are very important in parenting. Though sometimes the society doesn't really see it that way.
Yeah, of course.
But their importance is so much. Because during that time, a woman is totally weak. She can barely do anything for herself. It's the man that provides what you eat, what your baby eats, and even what your mother eats when she comes from over. So the role of a man shouldn't be neglected. But the society sees the women in everything. I'm not saying the men are not regarded, but most times they're not being celebrated
well enough.
Yes.
I think sometimes it boils down to the kind of man you got married to. The men that are not supportive. Do you agree? The men that are not supportive at all in terms of you being pregnant, down to childbearing, down to parenting. They just believe their role is just to provide.
Yeah. I also say some men, but my husband was always caring.
Oh,
he was always supportive. He's a good cook. He used to cook for me very well. But some men, some would just, like, there's this neighbor of mine he once told me that somebody saw me, I was pregnant then, that the way I'm walking like I'm going to break down anytime soon. That his mom told him that he put to bed, and the next day she went to the market. That I'm acting like I'm going to break down anytime. What would such a man do to the wife when she's pregnant? How would he see the wife when she's pregnant?
These are very
so
important.
Men like that, they see it like it's not just pregnancy.
Yeah.
Why are you acting like you're going to die? Please be strong. Yeah, you getting it? So they just see it like after all. But forgetting that some people are strong during pregnancy. Everyone's grace is not the same. I might be strong. You might not be strong. That shouldn't mean I should mock you when you're pregnant, when you're acting weak.
Yeah.
So it depends. It's just people's understanding.
All right. So, Mama, do you believe that your child can advise you at some point as a parent?
Why not? Yeah. You take advice from people that senior you. You also take advice from people that you senior. Everybody is wise based on their own capacity. And most times, children are spiritual. They see spiritual things that we cannot see. Sometimes God can use them to advise us at any time. So it's very good. Especially me, I listen to my children a lot. Whenever they have something to say or they tell me, Mommy, do this and I did, I'll always speak to this thing, except if it's not something that maybe it does not require something, it's not something I should do. I'll just, okay, fine, just do it. I'll just wave it away. But if it's something very important, something that needs my attention, I always look to it and make sure I do it. I don't neglect them at all.
Do parents get depressed at all? At some point, do they get depressed?
Yes.
So that's what I said. Wow, are you serious?
Physically, oh my God. I can remember when I was pregnant and my baby was crying. At the point, I just had to drop the chair and start crying. It's not easy. Like,
it's not easy.
Hey, like if you don't have a supporting partner, you can just your mental health.
It will affect you.
It will affect you.
So all these things boils down to having a good person by your side.
Imagine that during that period after childbirth. Maybe if you have a baby already, you don't sleep at night, taking care of the other one.
Yeah.
And you now have a newborn baby that obviously you wouldn't sleep. It's stressful now. It's really stressful, and it gets annoying. Where the depression comes in is when you do things, you try your best to do things right, and you are not being appreciated. You are being neglected. Like
it's your duty. You should do it.
You should do it. No
Encouragement.
no acknowledgement. No, it's stressful. It breaks someone down, seriously.
And some men are like that. They'll just be like, it's just like it's a tradition in Nigeria. Like,
And it gets annoying when they start comparing you with this other woman. Is this not your friend that is
my
acting
mom,
like this? That went to the market and bought some things. You are here sitting there because he gave birth.
There's this man that always say his job is to provide, the wife should do every other thing. In as much as, except you want to start bringing the money, then I can start helping you. I'm like, where is this mentality?
I think that's the part where they get neglected.
Seriously, that's where the depression, when you start thinking like, after everything I'm doing, and I don't just care.
During childbirth, you're at home, you don't go out. It's quite, sometimes when I'm at home, I'm breastfeeding, I'm with my child, I just be seeing my friends going for this wedding, going for this. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I see your life is
my life short. Exactly. Like, you just be thinking all the things you have in mind to achieve, and you just stay in one place, carrying child up and down. Like, this is how I'll end my life. This is like, you not use your life and do any other meaningful thing. You just that's when you start thinking. You just see somebody, you don't sleep at night when you're breastfeeding, you're thinking about your life, like your world has ended.
So what's the benefits of being a young mom?
Young mom. Just like people always ask me, like when I was in school last week to pick my daughter, and the teacher was like, "Ma, good afternoon, ma." It's like, "Good afternoon, sir. I'm very sorry. I didn't know you're the mom, you're Sinachi's mom. I thought you're the sister." Okay, sister. How? Like, people ask me that a lot. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, you're too young to have this child. Like, and my daughter is just 7, but when you see her, we are almost the same height.
Wow.
Because she's very tall.
Wow.
When you say like, are you sure? It's like you gave birth when you were not up to 8. And I'm like, I was 20 something. People will just be looking at you like, no, you gave birth when you were like 16 or like no, it's not true. We're just young mom. The vibe is very, people just look at it and wish
to be like you.
Exactly.
Like, let me just grow up with my child,
It's a very nice feeling. It's a very nice feeling to be sincere. Grow up with your children, start behaving like siblings.
That kind of stuff.
It's nice. It's nice.
So what about you?
I wasn't so young. My kids are quite tender. My first son is 6 years. I got married at the age of 30.
Okay.
So
you don't even look it.
Serious.
Good genes.
I thought I'd look it. I'm not looking old.
You don't look it at all. No, you don't.
Wow. Okay. I'm now among the young moms.
You don't look it.
Seriously. But it feels good. It feels
very good.
Thank God for the blessing of being a mother.
Yeah.
Thank God for the blessing of being a mother. And for you guys out there that are still looking up to God for a fruit of the womb, I pray God will bless you too.
Amen.
I give you the grace to train them more.
Yes.
It's not easy.
It's not easy. Wow. So that would be all for this episode on Gist with Madonna. And I pray and I hope that you watch it, subscribe, and share to your friends. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.